Tariq Radio, like and subscribe. Tariq Radio, like and subscribe.
Man, the white supremacists, they don't take responsibility for it. It's the Cherokees who did, it's the Jews, it's the Illuminati. Oh no, you were enslaved by reptilian humanoids. It wasn't the white man. It was Africans who sold you. Kunta Kinte sold you. We were.
Yeah.
What's up, Bryce?
Hey, how's it going, Tariq?
I'm good, Bryce. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got a little update. I know I'm a little bit of a recurring character. However, I've had a little arc because 2 weeks ago I got an African American girlfriend, and so she's opened up my eyes to the possibilities of actually giving the African American population their reparations, and she's made quite a convincing argument.
Oh wow!
And well,
how'd you get a? And is she a Black American or is she a Caribbean or African?
She has black skin, and I don't know.
You got to know what's her name. I mean, what's her last name? Sounds like she might.
Teresa.
Teresa.
No, her first name's Teresa.
Okay, if her name is Teresa, that means she's over the age of 50. So, where'd you get a middle-aged black
over the age of 50?
Not named Teresa. Ain't no sisters under the age of 50 named no damn Teresa.
Oh, well, maybe your parents. I mean, she hasn't shown me your parents yet because, again, it's just, it's been 2 weeks. We've been going steady, though.
Is it Teresa Irivo? What's her last name?
I don't think I should share her last name.
Come on now, you know where she's from. You would know. Most sound like she's probably from the Caribbean somewhere, right?
I don't know. We didn't really talk too much about race other than the reparations stuff, because she the other day her Toyota Camry broke down, and she needed to call AAA, or she didn't even have a AAA card, so I had to go drive out and get her, and she had to take it to the shop. Apparently some control arm bearing just gave out or some bullshit. I don't know too much about cars, but anyway, she was like, I don't have enough money to pay for this. This is going to be a $2,000 repair. And, I told her, I'm like, why don't you just beg? Like, just ask a nigga for $1. And she asked me, and I paid for her car payments. And in that case, the reparations did work, because now she's able to drive from A to B again. And I set her right. I set her square. And so if that's what reparations is going to do for the entirety of the Black community, then I'm all for it.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that these sisters, they can find them a good white trick. And that's a great thing. They got you tricking off your meth money. And that's a great thing. Now,
I don't got meth money, but I mean, she definitely tricks me off.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yes, indeed. And I heard her making complaints about you. She said your dick looks like a butterfly. So she's talking.
You don't even know her name.
Yeah,
so now you're just
she's talking about you in the streets. I mean, we've heard things, Bryce.
You don't even know her last name.
Yeah, we do know her last name.
These are middle school insults, Tariq.
No.
Aren't you like a 40-year-old grown adult?
No, Bryce, come on now. You just made up a black girlfriend that you don't have. And because black.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, black women don't like that wet dog smell. So I don't believe none of that. The only ones who are like that are Caribbeans or Africans. So
why don't you believe that I would get a black girlfriend?
Because I know you can't get a foundational Black American woman, because they don't like head lice. They don't like that. And they don't like the smell. So.
Oh, well, why would I give a fuck if she's FBA or whatever?
Right. Well, I'm just saying, I just know the culture. FBA women, they'll just pat your pockets and make you break bread. And you clearly don't have no money. So they wouldn't really rock with you like that.
Yeah. I had $2,000 to pay for her car.
Well, no, that's an immigrant. That's somebody that would be some kind of immigrant. But no, you're not going to get an FBA woman. They don't need your $2,000. They don't need that.
Oh, thank God.
They would just get your money, without having to do all that shit. They just spit some game.
Yeah. They beg and beg and beg and beg and cry and plead, and then I'll be like, okay, here's $5. Go.
Right. And
get the away from me.
And you pull out them 2 inches of
Whoa, I'm talking about
No,
giving
no,
money.
no,
Why are
yeah,
you talking about
right, yeah,
penis?
yeah, your trick tab.
Why are you talking about
I'm telling
penis?
you,
Our
because you're
FDA
tricking. I'm
woman?
talking about it's your trick tab because you gotta, in order to give that money up, you gotta, trick it off a little bit.
No, you're speaking a
So
lot of nonsense. You
pull
gotta
out that
explain yourself.
cave cock and throw it around a little bit and trick it off.
Yeah, those types of women are never
Right.
satisfied.
Yeah, that cave cock ain't
They
doing
gotta
nothing.
shove
That
sticks
sir,
up their shit,
Bryce,
sticks up their snatch. That's all they had in the Caribbean.
the cave cock ain't doing nothing, brother. You know that. You struggling with it. So yeah, you're fantasizing. You're not really getting no sisters like that.
Why would I fantasize over being with a woman who isn't self-sufficient and is just gonna continuously beg me for money and
Well,
handouts?
sir, that's the white women who's living in your trailer park community. That's them.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
You aren't answering my question
that's
because your entire
no,
online
no,
presence
no,
is you
no,
saying,
no, no.
"Give us money, we're broke as fuck."
No, no, no. It's like you owe us and we want what's owed, and you're not going to keep living high off the hog off of our labor without giving us the
Please give me
compensation.
$1.
Sir, no, no, no. We've saved
I
no,
can't
sir,
get no
no,
work.
Bryce. We save you and your cave cock from the slums of Europe. So the least you can do is give us what's owed. I mean, damn, not even a thank you.
Saved us from the slums of
Yes, the
Europe.
slums of Europe. Yeah, you were over there starving in Europe, Bryce. You were starving, beating each other up over potatoes. So yes, we,
Europe was a bustling
oh, no,
metropolis,
when,
and
when,
comparatively,
when,
back when America was
when?
first
No,
being
it
founded.
wasn't. No, it
It's
wasn't. No,
bustling
it
compare no,
wasn't
no, no,
bustling nothing. No,
comparatively,
it wasn't.
comparatively.
Comparatively nothing. Y'all was
Where
starving
was
over
you?
there.
Where was you when we were starving up
Over
in
here,
Irish
some of
land,
my people over here chilling. They were already over
e
here chilling.
eating fruits and
Yeah,
berries?
yeah, and y'all were eating each other over there. Y'all were eating each other.
We was
Yes, you
eating
were, and y'all
home-cooked
came over here.
meals and mutton.
You came over here eating each other over in Virginia. When we weren't helping you, y'all sat over here cannibalizing each other, sir. This is very well documented. Google the starving.
Europeans didn't eat
No,
each
no, no,
other.
no, no. Google the starving time of Virginia. They got archaeological digs over there. They're looking at people's human leg bones with teeth marks on them and crab butter sauce next to it. Y'all were just dipping in fingers and legs like they were crab legs. Y'all were just degenerate as damn hell, sir. Come on. You know your history, Bryce. You know.
Wasn't this like 500 years ago?
No.
400 years ago?
Hell, y'all still
You
do it like,
guys
no, 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 no,
you
no,
guys
no,
got
no. You still do it like y'all ain't got Jeffrey Dahmer and other people like that. You still do it.
What? Stop
Y'all
muting me,
still no
first
no
of
no.
all.
Y'all still do it. Y'all haven't changed. Y'all haven't changed. Y'all still eating, folks. Y'all still do the same
You got
shit.
scammed
No,
400
sir.
years
No,
ago
no,
for free.
no, sir. No, you got scammed from your own lineage because you couldn't get shit popping in Europe, sir. You had a failed society over there, and you had to come over here where black folks was building something.
Why do you keep on muting me, Tariq?
Because you're not going to talk over me, sir. You got to listen, Mr.
You're not
Bryce.
letting me speak.
Mr. Bryce, and well, this is Daddy's house. This is Black Daddy's house. This is not the meth lab. This is
Whoa.
not the meth lab where you can run amok, sir. You and your cave cock. You're not going to run amok like that, sir. You got to listen. There's decorum.
You you and your sex, you are crazed
Right,
over
well,
sex and penis.
right,
It's
which is
weird.
part of your culture, sir. That's that Greco-Roman
How
thing. Yeah,
so?
Greco-Roman culture. That's European culture, sir. That's what you guys are into.
What does that mean?
That means that you have a history of freaky deakiness, sir. You have a weird, freaky lineage and history as a suspected white supremacist. That's what that means, sir. Right?
So you thought about all that when you're talking about cave cock and talking about having sex with black
You the
women.
one called up talking about some make-believe scenario of a black girlfriend. You did that, sir. You called up with that.
It's so funny. You got scammed 400 years ago
By who? By
for
who?
by the white man
Well, y'all scammed?
or the Europeans or
Y'all didn't
whoever you
scam
villainize.
nobody.
You got
Y'all just basically just use you.
nah,
Nobody.
you got scammed,
How
bitch.
did we get scammed, ho? How did we get scammed?
Because you're still begging for repayment 400 years later, thinking
And
that
you're
we're
begging for your genetics to be saved. You're dying off as white supremacists, sir. You're begging for your genetics to be saved, and it's not being saved. You're going extinct.
I love my
You're going
genetics.
extinct. No,
Genetic.
sir, you're going extinct like a Tasmanian tiger. You're going extinct like a dodo bird, sir. That's
I don't think that's
yeah,
true.
it is true. You know that, sir. That's why you made up that scenario about a black girlfriend. Subconsciously, you want to save your struggling white supremacist genetics. That's why you're
And so I do that by sleeping with
yeah,
a
well,
black woman?
yeah, because your genetics are gone.
Really?
Yeah, your struggling white supremacist genetics, that's not clicking in no more. That's not working for you, is it?
I'm I'm genetically predisposed to being very neighborly and friendly and very get along, go happy. I love that.
No, not you white supremacists. No, no, no. You,
I'm not a white supremacist. I love all my brothers equally.
no,
Or
no,
can
sir.
I say brother?
No, can I say cracker? You
Of course. Can I
Yeah, you white
you can call me
supremacists. Yeah,
cracker.
you white supremacists. Even the cracker term. That was how violent you were. That was you cracking the whips on people because you're so damn
Yeah,
deprived.
that's a shitty slur.
Right.
Like, you think of
That's
a slur for white
right.
people,
That
like, you're a
it
black
right. It's
person.
violence. It's some real all the slurs about you guys is just real violent. It's violent as shit. Abusive, violent. Good grief, man.
You guys are kinda unimaginative because you're like, "Okay, they have a pretty damn bad slur for us black folk. We need a slur for white people. Hey, what do white people do when they beat and abuse us? They have a crack of a whip. Let's call them
But
crackers."
and we
What
don't
kind of thought
we
process
don't
is
even have
that?
to use a slur. We can just speak truth to power. Just call you what you are as a white supremacist, which is your own term. You know what you are.
I ain't no white
Yes, you
supremacist.
are. So even though you live in a trailer, you're still a suspected white supremacist, trailer and all, right?
I live in an apartment.
No, sir, trailers are not apartments, sir. Your Section 8 trailer is not an apartment. Apartments don't have
Section 8
apartments
trailer.
don't have they don't have carburetors and shit. They don't have carburetors, sir. You have a
Section
right.
8 trailer.
Yes,
That
you
makes
do.
no
Yes,
sense.
it does, sir. Yes, it does. You're a poor white.
Those don't exist. Now you're just saying random
They
bullshit.
do exist, sir. Section 8 trailer. You live in one, sir, right?
Tariq, we need to take you right on back to middle school so you can get that playground insult game up because you're stumbling around here. This is bad, Tariq.
Oh, sir,
Talking about penis.
you're not that witty, Bryce, which most white supremacists are not. You're not really that witty. Which,
I told you, brother, I ain't no white
which is
supremacist.
why you need white supremacy. You need the welfare system of white supremacy to make up for your lack of charisma, right?
But I don't need no reparations, man. I work for a
I know
living.
you don't, sir. You don't work for a living. Selling bussy is not a real job. So come on now, let's stop playing games. You do not work, sir.
Do you mean pussy?
No, no,
I'm not
no,
a woman. I
bussy,
don't know how I can
bussy.
sell.
No, no, no. You sell your vanilla cakes to other weird white men, sir. That's what you do.
I'm sorry,
All right.
bussy. I don't think I'm hearing
Okay,
you right.
God damn, this white supremacist is boring. Let me get some more people. He's just boring. All right. Let me get some more people in here. You're not witty whatsoever. All right. Let's get all right. Let's get Neha in the building. Let's get Neha in the building. Neha in the building. We're waiting on Neha. Miss Neha, hop on in. All right. Neha is taking her time. While we're waiting on Neha, let's get some other people in here. Let's get East Siders. East Siders in the building while we're waiting on Neha. East Siders, what's up, East Sider? How are you, bro? Oh, big echo there.
Oh man, burning midnight oil at this job, man. But hey, I wanted to see if you could break down the four elements to maximum sophisticated confusion by Neely Fuller for the family. For those that don't know,
Yeah,
I'll land
thank you,
there.
bro. I might have to do a whole broadcast about that because that goes deep. So I have to do a later broadcast about that. All right, Neha, you in here? Neha, or Neha, I'm happy to get you up out of here. I'm gonna have to get you up out of here. Let's get the professional. I think I remember you. I think I remember speaking with you before. You the Caribbean guy, something like that. The professional, what's happening, brother? If my memory serves me correctly. Professional, you the Caribbean brother? The professional. Hop on the professional. I'm waiting on the professional to hop on in. All right, while we're waiting on him, let's get Dr. Approve, Dr. Approve, I think that's your name. Dr. Approve, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Approve. All right. And while we're waiting on him, god damn, y'all just raise your hand if you're ready. People's phones ain't working. Dr. Approve, what's up, man?
Hi everyone. Good afternoon to one and all from the
Oh
India.
Lord.
Allow me to introduce
Oh
myself. I'm
Lord.
a neurologist working in a junior doctor in one of the leading government hospital in India. Thank you for giving me mic, Mr. Tariq.
Can I get a Slurpee and $20 on pump number 8?
Sorry?
Okay, get out of here. These Indians call up every night, don't be wanting shit. Damn. They call every damn day, man. And that's some kind of finesse. They want people to follow them so they can start running some kind of scam. They don't be wanting shit. They do this every damn night. I should have known by that name. Hello, my name is Tandalish. I'd like to introduce myself. I make Croc shoes and Yeezys. You follow me, I can give you a discount and let me know your WhatsApp number and your bank account and we can discuss payments. Okay, damn man. We're not trying to hear no damn scams. Get your ass over there and eat a samosa and go about your business. Damn. 234 genius. 234 genius. Unmute your microphone.
Yeah, hello. How you doing,
What's
Tariq?
up, man? Where you call? You in India? Where you calling from?
No, I'm not. I'm not an Indian.
Good. Now where you calling from?
I'm not trying to pull no Indian
Oh,
scam on you.
good. Just making sure. Now where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from South Africa.
Okay. Shout out to South Africa. What's going on with y'all?
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say you're doing a great job trying to keep your people in line, and it's a shame that Africans they go over there and they can align and do things and align their ways with all the things you guys have been through.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, and I just want to say a shout out to you, and then just keep doing the good job and spreading the
Yes,
message.
sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's get G.I. Jew in the place. What kind of name is that? Why is your name G.I. Jew? G.I. Jew?
Hello,
What's up,
Tariq.
man? That's a
Hello.
hell of a name, man. G.I. Jew.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Lord. And now what's going on with you, man?
I only just wanted to I wanted to share a story. Federal authorities, they arrested one of those white supremacists that you keep talking about. He actually, so he murdered his stepfather and his mother, and he was going to use the money from his stepmother and father to allegedly buy a drone, and he wanted to assassinate President Trump and the vice president to quote unquote save the right ways, because he thought that it would provoke a civil war in this country. I think this is the same ideology as the first attacker, the first kid that shot at President Trump. I think they're connected in some way. I don't know if you saw about this. It was very recent.
Wow.
I think it was just the other day.
These folks are insane, man. Well, these white supremacists are losing their minds. They always trying to incite a race war and all of this weird shit. And it's always some convoluted Scooby Doo ass plot. They're gonna get a drone and hit Trump with the what kind of shit is that? That would make no sense. Hey, well, I'm glad they got the fool. What city was he in, by the way?
I can't remember what city it was specifically. All I know the specific details is that his parents were rotting, like they were decomposed for a long number of days in a very it was a very nice house. I think it was very expensive house.
Okay.
He murdered his parents first, and then they were just rotting there. And he actually had this video set up, like basically pointed at his decomposing parents.
Damn.
It was very sick shit. He was also allegedly a Satanist, and that's what white supremacists are. They're Satanists because they put their race before anything else. If you glorify your race, then you're definitely a Satanist. Is it just kind of makes sense? He was part of a white supremacist group. I think it was like the Order of Nine something. But yeah, I think it was exactly the same sort of affiliation as the first attacker. And yeah, he wanted to assassinate President Trump and the Vice President, not so much because he probably doesn't, like them, but because if that kind of anarchy took place, then all hell would break loose, and they would just be able to go around just assassinating anyone that they don't, that isn't white, basically. And so people like us Jews would also be on that list, which is why it was very, very, very interesting to hear about this story. It was very recent
Okay.
too.
Well, I'm gonna look into that. But thank you so much, GI. Thank you so much. Let's get Professor Allen in the building.
What's going on, family? What's going on, Brother
How you
Flex?
doing, Allen?
Doing well, brother. Doing well, man. I just wanted to reply to the gentleman that was on a couple people ago that was talking about how rich Europe was. You remember him? They had the alleged black
Oh
girlfriend.
yeah.
I wanted to hit him with some scholarship. He was very incorrect. Now, the year I'm talking about is 1844. According to Dr. Howard Zinn, quote, the immigrants from Ireland fleeing starvation there when the potato crop failed were coming to America, now packed into old sailing ships. That don't sound rich to me, Flex.
Exactly.
Uh, Dr. Zinn also says that the Irish were pitted against the blacks to earn their place into whiteness. According to Dr. Zinn, how could these new Irish immigrants, themselves poor and despised, become sympathetic with the black slave who was becoming more and more the center of attention? Dr. Zinn says racist hostility became an easy substitute for class frustration. So basically, when the Irish came over here from poverty, they when they got to the states, they saw us doing well during the Reconstruction,
Mm-hmm.
and got jealous of us. Now, Dr. Zen said something very interesting. This is where the Irish got amalgamated into whiteness in 1802. There was a Brunswick Canal being built in Georgia, and basically, according to Howard Zinn, when the Brunswick Canal was built in Georgia, the black slaves and the white Irish workers were segregated. The excuse that they would do violence against one another. But let me make a long story short. What started to happen is Irish women in those canals started choosing up on black men.
Mm.
Yeah, buddy. And the system start to see that the Irish women, the women now, and were preferring black men over white men. So they came up with an idea. Lastly, Dr. Zen on page 177 says, quote, the need for slave control led to an ingenious device, paying poor whites, themselves so troublesome for 200 years of Southern history, to be overseers of black labor, and therefore buffers the black hatred. So the Irish earn their way into whiteness by having vitriol and hatred for us and keeping us as a buffer, and a buffer, and B, to keep Irish women away from the brothers because they love the brothers. On that, I land, bro.
Brother, man, a real powerful point. Listen, and brother Professor Allen brings up a good point. Foundational Black Americans, ladies and gentlemen, throughout American history, we have been the main character. Oh, yes. We've been the main character, ladies and gentlemen, even through oppression. And a lot of people feel a certain way about that. Even during slavery, we were the center of attention because people knew that it was us and our labor fueling the whole system. The saying during the 1800s was what? Cotton is king. All right? That's what we were cultivating out here. So we've always been the center of attention culturally. And all of these other groups, especially the white supremacists, they come over from failed places in Europe. That's like when I told old boy earlier, you come from a slum in Europe. He's talking about a bustling society. Bustling societies don't have people getting the hell up out of there in little janky boats. risking their lives. If it's bustling, you just sit your ass down and bustle. You ain't about to go off to a far land where you starve. Europe wasn't popping until the slave trade was popping. Just y'all get this shit together. Understand history. Europe was not popping at all. They were over there cannibalizing each other. They were going through a starving time. They had crap and sewage rummaging all in the streets over there. Europe was a crap hole. Come on now. They didn't get nothing popping until one, the Moors. It was always black people. The Moors, number one, the Moors really saved their lives because they had them plagues over there. They were dying off. The Moors went in there with all types of science and medicines, cleaning them up, saving them literally from dying off. And then after the Renaissance era, which is another Moorish movement, they were getting all of that game and information from the Moors. They were able to navigate around the world, get the slave trade popping, and that's how they got their weight up. They got their weight up through the slave trade. Nothing was popping in Europe until the slave trade. It was not popping over there. I want y'all to understand history. So when they get here, and you got foundational Black Americans being the center of attention during slavery, and now we're still the center of attention without us even really having a media apparatus making it happen. See, we created the blueprint, foundational Black Americans. We created the blueprint for American culture, from jazz, blues, gospel, rock, funk, hip hop, slang, fashion, dance, food. We've been the originators of America's most influential and exported cultural styles, and everybody mimics us. When you have white people doing country, you're mimicking us. It ain't the other way around. They try to make it seem like Beyonce and all of this is they're cosplaying a culture. No, that is our culture anyway. You are mimicking us. When you do rock and roll as a white person, you're mimicking us. Them rock and roll screams came from James Brown and Tina Turner. All that screaming that the rock guys doing, they get that from them. Those distorted guitar links, that came from foundational Black Americans. The people who perfected that were people like Jimi Hendrix, foundational Black Americans. You better understand history. We made that a thing. They all got it from us, imitating us. Foundational Black Americans made cool a global concept. We gave birth to what the world sees as cool, rebellious, stylish, soulful. That swagger that Muhammad Ali had, the moves that James Brown had, Tupac's defiance, just throughout history. Foundational Black American expression that has shaped global pop culture. And all the white people who seem cool and hip and stylish, they all are imitating us. Name a white person in American history who is seen as cool, hip, or stylish who was not imitating us. Go. Let me give you some time. Let me think about it. Who's the king of rock? Elvis. Who is he imitating? Us. The Rolling Stones. Who are they imitating? Muddy Waters. Well, they named the group Rolling Stone after a song by Muddy Waters. Yeah? Name them. Name them. Name somebody white who's hip and cool. Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, who's imitating us. Name them. Come on now. Even the white women singers, they tried to emulate soulful Black foundational Black American women. They tried to emulate Aretha Franklin and our icons. Come on, name them. Name them who wasn't emulating us. See, the thing about foundational Black Americans, see, we have influence without power. That's the thing. That's the killing thing, ladies and gentlemen. These other groups got all the power, yet we have all the damn influence globally. That's a threat. We don't have institutional power, but foundational Black Americans have the most global cultural influence of any ethnic group in America. You see? An influence without control, that makes the dominant society nervous and jealous because you can't manage it and you can't dissipate it. That means you can't control it. Let me get Professor Allen back up in here. He wants to chime in with some more. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, I just wanted to say one more thing, family. Check this out. It's little known. Nobody really talks about is that foundational Black Americans put lace in Europe's panties. Check this out. According to Dr. Claude Anderson, Black labor spawned numerous cottage industries that provided Europe. Let me say that shit again. Provided Europe with a constant flow of sugar, tobacco, molasses, vinegar, rum, and precious metals. These products significantly changed Europe's consumer appetites and demands. Black slaves produced a phenomenal amount of wealth for traders, settlers, and European nations. We made Europe rich.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We didn't just make some of these people over here rich. We put the wealth into Europe.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, indeed. Thank you so much, brother.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
indeed. That's what I want y'all to understand. Europe wouldn't be shit without the shit happening in the Western Hemisphere. Europe wouldn't be shit. I want us to really drill that into your heads. They didn't have shit going on over there. It was not popping over there. They were over there eating people, putting them in pies and shit. Just weird as hell. They weren't starving. We put the wealth over there in Europe. You understand? And they know this. They know it. Listen, no other group has been able to turn pain into power like foundational Black Americans. We took the brutality of that slavery and segregation and economic sabotage, and we still birthed soul, resistance, rhythm, and brilliance, man. Other groups who come to America voluntarily, they resent that we've turned survival into a cultural dominance. That's why they always try to get us and co-opt us for their movements. And when we ain't a part of their movements ain't shit. Just like that hands-off rally that they had that don't nobody talk about. Notice that hands-off rally they had a week or so ago, nobody's talking about it at all. It's like the shit didn't even happen. Because we weren't out there. We weren't in the mix. Don't nobody give a damn about these other folks. We've been the secret sauce, family. Don't nobody give a shit about them. Foundational Black Americans, listen, the spotlight follows us, even when we're marginalized. See, America can't look away from foundational Black Americans. Politics, entertainment, sports, activism, we draw attention naturally. See, other groups, they got to lobby or buy their way into visibility. You got to have a whole media system promote you and elevate you. We don't, no, we just got to be fly, just be ourselves. Look at the numbers here right now, by the way. This is an example. Look at these numbers we do in these little spaces here. We outshine a lot of the big dogs. It's natural and authentic, family. See, we foundational Black Americans, see, we have that Majara spirit. I always talk about the Majara spirit. We have an unmatched spiritual and emotional depth. We were gifted with the spirit of Majara. We had an ethnogenesis and a spiritual ethnogenesis. Our spiritual essence is unique. I keep trying to drill that into you, foundational Black Americans. You have a unique spiritual essence. Your spiritual essence is unique that don't nobody else have. They can cosplay and emulate, but you got it. And they know it because it's rooted in that FBA Majara soulfulness, that ancestral strength, that authenticity, what our family went through and what they endured and the sacrifices, and them gifting us with their spiritual energy, letting us know we want you to take the mantle and fight for justice for us for what we're going through. Our ancestors gave us that spiritually. When we tap into that, that's where we get our strength. We see what they endured, and if they could endure that type of hardship and those type of horrors, we have to fight for justice for them and take that strength and then double up on it. Yeah. See, other groups can mimic the form. They always try to mimic what we do, but they don't have the essence. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the essence. They can try to mimic the singing, they can try to mimic the dancing. Some of it looks good, some of it looks cool, but you can tell it ain't the same. It ain't the same. You ain't got that Majara spirit to just top it off. And see, with them, that breeds frustration with them. Why don't they have it naturally? You see, the foundational Black Americans, see, we define what rebellion looks like, from Nat Turner to Malcolm X to Black Panthers to even the music genre. See, we've defined resistance against oppression, whereas other immigrant groups, they come over here, they're seeking acceptance and assimilation. So they have to toe the line. So they have to be corny and lame in order to fit in. It's always a pick me ass situation, you see, which kills them inside, that they have to give up who they are to be a pick me for white supremacy. And they resent foundational Black Americans for refusing to bow down. Yet still we command attention, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the spaces we do every day. Pack with people more than any other group. They come in here to watch what we're talking about. Why? Because they want to have that spiritual essence that we have. We don't bow down. We call white supremacy out every damn day. We're checking the white supremacists and oppressive systems every single day in here. We get on some of the tethers too, but yeah, the center of the criticism is the white supremacists. We're not bowing down to them. We're challenging them and not afraid to do so. And other groups, they envy that, because they got to sit up here and go along and get along. You got to sit here and identify as the oppressor, because deep down that makes you a coward. And you know it makes you a coward. And foundational Black Americans, we don't have that coward ass spirit. That's why people look up to us, even under the thumb of oppression. Look at what you have to do to oppress us. You need $1 trillion military system to oppress us. All right, yeah, you got me. Yeah, you using $1 trillion military industrial complex. Yeah, yeah, I might have to chill for a minute and kind of fall back and reassess. But yeah, psychologically, you ain't got me. Yeah, you don't have us, and that's where the military is the mind. Understand that. Military ain't the weapons, it's your goddamn mind. That's where the military is. And as long as your mind has not been conquered, you still got fight in you. And that's the great thing about us. And that's why everybody looks at us, and that's why we're the wild card. We have not been psychologically and spiritually conquered. That's why these people can throw all types of oppressions our way, and we dust ourselves out and get out here and start dancing with each other. Like, nigga, y'all, turn that music on. Where them fans at? They're like, God damn, what are we dealing with here? They're not sad and downtrodden. That's why I talk about us being joyful. When we're joyful, that burns these white supremacists. They get so mad when Black folks are happy and having a good time. They get so mad. You know why? They're like, we've thrown everything at these people. Why are they still happy and smiling and finding joy? What the hell? We have done everything. We've up their schools, sabotaged the employment. We've sabotaged their food as much as we could. We didn't sabotage their neighborhood. We didn't flooded the neighborhood with drugs, and these people are still walking out here with confidence and smiles on their faces. Damn it! What is it about them? We got a COINTELPRO program. We done put $1 billion in police resources, and damn it, these people are still standing out here with their heads up high. What is it about these people? They're like superheroes or something. Huh? But here's the thing. We've always been the center of attention. We've been the center of attention. White supremacists, they know this. They depend on foundational Black American creativity. They profit from our culture. See, our talent and our charisma, that fuels the NFL. Right? Really, we just had the Super Bowl a few months ago. There's a bunch of white people making billions of dollars off our talent, off the athleticism and the music. Our good brother Kendrick Lamar did a phenomenal show. This was one of the highest rated halftime shows or Super Bowls in history. And people were still doing the dances from it. They were doing Kendrick Lamar's dance. They still do it now. That's influence. Huh? They love our culture, but resent not being the source of it. That's why they always got to steal our shit and then try to cosplay and co-opt it like they created it. We love jazz. By the way, did you know some Italians kind of created jazz? No, they didn't. We love hip hop. Did you know some Puerto Ricans was really the forefront? No, they were not. That's what we did. Why we did microphone check. And they hate the fact that we're checking them now. That's another thing. They hate the fact that we're checking their damn lies. And now we have a voice to say, no, you didn't create shit. No, we're going to lay out the facts. We can intelligently lay out all of the scholarship and the receipts showing that you didn't create shit. No, you didn't. You came later. You're Johnny come lately. Yeah? And see, foundational Black American struggles, it's romanticized, while the immigrant struggles are overlooked. See, foundational Black Americans, our fight for civil rights and justice, see, that shaped the moral narrative of America. Like other groups like immigrants, see, they feel like their sacrifices aren't acknowledged. But it's the foundational Black American struggle that made room for everybody else. See, people, we've been through some shit. You understand? Foundational Black Americans, nobody in history has been through what we've been through generations. Just generationally, nobody has been through what we went through and survived it. Other groups, they try to make a comparison. All you did was hop on a plane and a boat and come over here and just pull up a plate to the table. No, you don't have mud and dirt on your fingers. You just showed up to the barbecue with a fork and a spoon. No, no, no. We had to set the whole table, slaughter the animals, make the sauce and all the accessories, and build the table. We had to do everything from the ground up. So yeah, we ain't the same. Yeah. And see, foundational Black Americans, see, we have a divine presence that cannot be manufactured. They're jealous of that Majara spirit, that innate spiritual energy that we have. That ancestral force, I'm telling you, it's our ancestral force that makes us so influential, so creative, so unforgettable. Yeah, you can replicate the look, but you don't carry the soul.
Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work.